News desk still on our top story at this hour, where lawyer Miguna Miguna was arraigned before a court in Kajiado to face charges related to the illegal oath taken last month by NASA leader Raila Odinga. Miguna has been charged with binding Odinga to commit treason, being a member of the outlawed National Resistance Movement, and organizing an illegal assembly at Uhuru Park in Nairobi, where the oath was taken. He was not produced at the Milimani Law Courts as earlier ordered by Justice Luka Kimaru, who directed the Inspector General of Police, Joseph Boynet, to present him personally. Miguna's lawyers have now applied to have the case transferred to Milimani Law Courts, with a judge due to rule in the afternoon on this matter. Miguna has been in police custody since Friday morning, when he was arrested dramatically from his home in Runda, which was extensively damaged. Let's now speak to our senior reporter, Rita Tinina, who's now joining us live from the Milimani Law Courts for more updates. Rita, we understand that the office of the DPP sought to explain themselves on this. What did they say?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Kisa. First of all, as you mentioned there, just to take you through what has happened since Friday. When Miguna was arrested that same day, his lawyers went to court. The court ordered that he be released. Throughout the weekend, there has been a cat and mouse game over his whereabouts, mystery surrounding where exactly he was being held. Yesterday, that is Monday, his lawyers went back to court again, and the court here at the High Court, Justice Luka Kimaru, ordered that he be produced in court at 2 p.m. That did not happen, leading the judge in what he said was contempt of court. He ordered that the IG, as well as the Director of Criminal Investigations, to appear this morning before him to personally present Miguna Miguna or have him released. None of that happened. The IG and the DCI did not appear. They did not bring Miguna. Miguna was not arrested. And instead, according to the State Counsel here this morning, he said that the IG and the DCI had sent 2 senior officers to represent them as they were attending a national security meeting. But then lawyers for Miguna was represented by about 50 lawyers are on record for him. But those who spoke in court, including Judge Haminwa, argued that the two, in fact, LSK, which is an interested party in this case, the lawyer Harun Dubi argued and asked the court to have those 2 senior officers who are representing the IG and the DCI to be detained as sureties until the IG and the DCI can come to court in person. But the state lawyer informed the court that, in fact, as the proceedings were going on here, Miguna had been arraigned in Kajiado to face several 3 charges, and he produced what he termed as a draft charge sheet before the court. Miguna's lawyers then termed it as suspicious. There are several issues. One of them is that it was headed the Kenya Police, and they argued that nowadays it is a National Police Service. They also argued that the stamp on it had been initiated. The charges had been initiated by the officer in charge of the Central Police Station, and so they were arguing it was not a legal charge. And so the judge ordered that the session be adjourned and resume after 1 hour, when he ordered that the State Counsel, Nicholas Mutuku, should come before court and confirm, after those remarks of suspicion over the charge sheet, he should come back and confirm that Miguna has indeed been arraigned in court in Kajiado. And so about midday, the court reconvened, and the State Counsel then informed the court that Miguna had been produced in court in Kajiado, and he asked the court to dismiss the case, saying that events that Miguna's lawyers, the prayers they had made before court were dismissed, were rather overtaken by events. But Miguna's lawyers argued that that had not happened. They asked the court, first of all, to order. They said the judge has powers to order that the subordinate court in Kajiado, the magistrates court, where Miguna was charged this morning, to order and give a stay on that court, meaning that that court cannot handle that matter any longer, unless that matter is heard here at the High Court, where it was initially initiated. So we are waiting this afternoon to hear what the judge will say. Will he issue a stay order on the issue of Miguna's case in Kajiado, whether it should continue there or whether it should be transferred here, or whether they also ask that Miguna be produced in court here this afternoon. We'll wait to hear what happens then. The lawyers, Miguna's lawyers, in a different issue, also asked for anticipatory bails for several people, politicians, among them James Orengo, businessman Jimmy Wanjigi, Ali Hassan Joho, Babu Owino. He asked the court to give them anticipatory bails, and the judge ordered that they be given that bail and that they should not be arrested and they should appear before the DCI on Thursday morning. But in a statement through their Twitter handle, the National Police Service has since said that the 9 who were given that anticipatory bail are in fact not persons of interest and should not appear before the DCI on Thursday. So Akisa, this afternoon, waiting to hear what orders Justice Luka Kimaru will give in regard to the Miguna Miguna case. We understand that in Kajiado he did not take a plea, arguing that the judge here in Nairobi is the one who had ordered that he be produced in court, and so he was demanding that he be produced here at the Milimani Law Courts. Earlier on in the morning, NASA supporters thronged the courts here, and when the court adjourned, when the judge indicated that he should adjourn to allow the State Council to confirm whether Miguna Miguna had been arraigned in court in Kajiado, the supporters outside the law courts here, they blocked the roads, and the police had to lob tear gas canisters to disperse them, but everything went back to normal shortly after. Akisa.